Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is currently 5:52 p.m. when I am recording this, and we are in a rain shower storm / thunderstorm / tornado watch / tornado warning. But recently it's been very steady rain, and I figured that I could do a gentle ASMR video for you guys with very gentle, soothing voices while you listen to the rain sounds hitting the windows, on the roof. You may hear thunder. You may see lightning, but it's very gentle, very calming, nothing too crazy, nothing too scary, just very gentle and serene. A typical spring shower. And I could just imagining how this could be a very relaxing video for you guys. And so I wanted to take this opportunity, as the rain is very steady and very calming, and I just would like to take this moment to tune in with you guys and chat with you guys and connect with you guys on a deeper level. So, I recently finished my Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself book by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I know that I've talked about this in a couple of my other videos, but I wanted to read a couple paragraphs for you guys. I reread this. I didn't reread it. I have a bunch of highlights that I took throughout my reading. And as you can see, when I just flip to a page, and you will just see all these highlights capturing what I thought was either really inspirational or mind-provoking, like thought-provoking, very inspirational. And I was just going through and rereading the highlights that I had, and there's a couple of paragraphs that really stood out with me, and I wanted to share with you. In hopes that you find satisfaction or encouragement out of it too. Just doing some gentle page flipping ASMR moment. So this whole entire book really was mind-provoking and so inspirational, and there's so many just beautiful statements and words in here. Here's a very simple one. Whatever we place our awareness on is our reality. How many times do we say we want to get better in a certain situation? And I do this too, so this is no shade. But just, I want to get better, I want to do better, I want to feel differently, I want to act differently, I want to behave differently. But then, when you think back about what you're putting your thoughts and mind, what attention you are placing on negative thoughts and negative behaviors. And this book made me just completely rethink the way that I talk to myself in a lot of situations. So, for things that I don't want to believe or the things that I don't want to do, I just rephrase it and reframe it in my mind as, what do I want to believe about myself? What do I want to believe about others? How do I want to feel? What do I want to feel? My dream state, how would I behave? And throughout this practice, I think it's really eye-opening that we tend to be really negative with our thoughts subconsciously. And this whole book is about becoming conscious of our unconscious behaviors. Because when we are becoming conscious on our unconscious behaviors and our subconscious, what we're believing and how we're feeling on a subconscious level, then that's not subconscious anymore. We're becoming conscious of the unconscious self. And when we become conscious of the unconscious self, then we are creating a new personality and a new reality and a new person. Awareness is key. Talks about it so many times in the book, how awareness is key. Here's another one. If you start keeping track of your thoughts and write them down, you'll find that most of the time you're either thinking ahead or looking back, not being in the present moment. And it kind of ties into what I was saying in the sense of, where do we put our thoughts? Where do we put our intentions? Is our thoughts on the present or the future? If it is, let's just gently move it back to the present reality. Instead of obsessing about some traumatic or stressful event that you fear is in your future, based on your experience of the past, obsess about a new, desired experience that you haven't yet embraced emotionally. Allow yourself to live in that potential new future now, to the extent that your body begins to accept or believe that you are experiencing the elevated emotions of that new future outcome in the present moment. So powerful. I know a lot when it comes with anxiety, or people who suffer from anxiety, or if we're dreading the worst in future situations or future outcomes, it can be so easy for us to subconsciously visualize everything wrong that is going to happen. Everything wrong that we don't want to happen is going to happen. Imagine if we put that intention and attention on what we want to go right, visualizing whatever it is that we're anxious about, whether it be in the present or future, of it going exactly the way that we want it to. And feel it emotionally, feel it energetically. And when you do this, you are literally training your subconscious and tricking your brain into feeling those positive emotions and allowing you to believe that that exists. So this was in the beginning of the book, and when I read this, I resonated so much with it because I feel like people really do struggle with this a lot. So it says, it seems, first of all, it's titled Change as a Choice Instead of a Reaction. It seems that human nature is such that we balk at changing until things get really bad and we are so uncomfortable that we can no longer go on with business as usual. This is as true for an individual as it is for a society. We wait for crisis, trauma, loss, disease, and tragedy before we get down to looking at who we are, what we are doing, how we are living, what we are feeling, and what we believe or know in order to embrace true change. Often it takes a worst-case scenario for us to begin making changes that support our health, relationships, career, family, and future. My message is, why wait? We can learn and change in a state of pain and suffering, or we can evolve in a state of joy and inspiration. When I read that, I realized how true that is, and then I wondered, why is it that a lot of times individuals as well as society, why do we tend to change or want to change when times get really bad, in a state of crisis or disease or despair or anguish or trauma? Why is it that we can't learn and grow in a state of joy and inspiration? And when I read that, it was really motivational, in the sense of, why can't we work on ourselves every single day, even when we feel like everything is going well for ourselves? Why can't we tune in a little bit deeper to see if there's anything that we can change, at least by 1%, or anything that needs our attention that may be under surface or under the rug, that needs to be swept up and just managed a little bit, nothing too crazy, but catching it before it turns into something worse. And I honestly think that comes with mindful attention, mindful meditation. I think that comes with tuning into ourselves. I think that comes with feeling every emotion that comes up, whether positive or negative, and not getting lost in this ideology that we need to repress certain feelings or emotions. I just really think that it has to do with being mindful and listening to our bodies, tuning into our mind, having mindful attention, mindful awareness on our thoughts, as well as loving kindness towards our thoughts. Let that sit with you and see if there's any area in your life now where you can learn and grow in a state of joy and inspiration before it turns into loss or trauma or despair or disease. Just sit with that and let me know if that resonated with you. And I catch myself saying that all the time to friends and family. Anytime I'm having a conversation with somebody, I say that phrase a lot. You know, you have two options. You can learn in a state of joy and inspiration. You can learn and grow in a state of joy and inspiration, or you can learn and grow in a state of trauma, loss, despair. Here's a very simple but powerful one. Your thoughts have consequences so great that they create your reality. Thoughts are so powerful. Doing some gentle page flipping, finding phrases or inspirational quotes that really resonated with me. When thinking about manifestation and attracting, it says only when people held both heightened emotions and clear objectives of what they want in alignment were they able to produce the intended effect, saying, in order to manifest something, in order to attract something into our lives, we have to not only hold positive, elevated emotions, but we have to have a clear objectives of what we want, sending it out to the universe, being very clear. That's why vision boards are so powerful. Holding clear of what we want, only asking once, because the universe hears you, and then feeling elevated in your emotions. So being clear about what you want and feeling positive about it. You can't manifest when we are wanting something. So let's say I want to manifest $250,000 into my bank account. That's a clear objective. But when you are holding, let's say I'm holding a negative or low vibrational emotion of feeling lack or scarcity. I'm not a vibrational alignment to what it is that I want to manifest from the quantum field, from the universe. So I'm not tuning into that possibility or that signal of $250,000. So you need to hold clear objectives and positive emotions to bring with what you want into your life. All potential experiences exist in the quantum field as a sea of infinite possibilities. When you change your electromagnetic signature by changing how you think and how you feel to match one that already exists in the field, your body will be drawn to that event. You will move into a new line of time, or the event will find you in your new reality. Quite simply, if we want to change some aspect of our reality, we have to think, feel, and act in new ways. To change your life is to change your energy, to make an elemental change in your mind and emotions. My sound healer says that all the time in every single sound healing session that we have before we start and after. To change your life is to change your energy. How we think, how we act, and how we feel is either going to continue the negative cycle that we're in, or it's going to allow you to move past that negative cycle and embody a completely different person. Same you, but completely different circumstance, feeling completely different, acting completely different, living a completely different life, manifesting abundance. So good. Going back to my conversation of having clear objectives but feeling lack or feeling inconsistent with the objectives that you have. If your intentions and desires haven't produced consistent results, you've probably been sending an incoherent mixed message into the field. You may want wealth. You may think wealthy thoughts, but if you feel poor, you aren't going to attract financial abundance to yourself. Why not? Because thoughts are the language of the body, because thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body. In my last video of the ASMR Reiki, where we tune into your higher power, expecting miracles, and I really get you low into a deep subconscious meditative state, I kept expressing how feeling gratitude will help you attract and manifest. This explains it perfectly. When you are in a state of gratitude, you transmit a signal into the field that an event has already occurred. Gratitude is more than an intellectual thought process. You have to feel as though whatever you want is in your reality. at this very moment. Thus, your body, which only understands feelings, must be convinced that it has the emotional quotient of the future experience happening to you now. So when we are in a state of gratitude, we are elevating our emotions, and we are transmitting out into the universe and the quantum field that we already have it. And when that happens, you are a vibrational match to that frequency, and the only thing that you can do is manifest. The universal intelligence responds by sending into our lives another event that will reproduce the same intellectual and emotional responses that you have. Our thoughts send the signal out, such as I am suffering, and our emotions, I am suffering, draw into our lives an event to match that emotional frequency. That is a good reason to suffer. In a very real sense, we are asking for proof of the existence of universal intelligence at all times, and it sends us feedback in our external environment at all times. That is how powerful we are. So I'm going to end this conversation with a simple yet profound question, and that is, if we can use this power to create and manifest in our lives, why don't we do it effectively and manifest and attract more of what we want? What we want in our lives, what we want to manifest, what we want to feel, what we want to embrace, what our new life is going to look like. Feel that gratitude for all that you want to manifest. And once you feel that gratitude, your body will believe it is happening in the present moment. And the only thing that can happen is that will appear into your life. Let's see how hard it's raining now. I highly recommend reading the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I really do enjoy that book, and it puts things into layman's terms. It's very dense, but it's very digestible. So you're going to be able to understand it. There's a lot of mind-blowing statistics and facts and proof that this is very real. But it's such a good book. So if you would like to transform your life, and even if you're interested in some of it but don't want to read necessarily, you can listen to the audiobook. I just think it's such a good book. And there's a lot of videos of ASMR Reiki, or a lot of principles and discussion topics that I talk about on my channel that are referenced from this book. So I've learned so much from it. Thank you so much for joining me in this relaxing ASMR, chatty, spiritual self-development conversation during this very relaxing spring shower / thunderstorm. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.